Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another video with the release of Scream 6. And I finally got a chance to see it. Time for me to rank all the Scream movies from worst to best. Scream is no competition, the single greatest horror franchise of all time. Usually horror franchises would have so many terrible sequels with a pretty really a pretty or really rather really good original films, but Scream manages to just have its sequels actually be really good. This franchise has been consistent, and there's only been one, and I mean one bad film within this franchise. And I would certainly watch any of these movies. Well, any of the top four, I should say. If I were to watch a horror movie for the rest of my life, like a few horror movies for the rest of my life. So yeah, I reviewed every single one of the Scream movies on my channel. So yeah, you can go check those reviews out for more details about what I think of all of these movies. So without further ado, let's get this ranking started. Coming at dead last for me at number six is, well, obviously Scream 3. Oh my goodness, this movie sucks. I mean, I actually gave this a generous rating at 2.5, like when I saw it for the first time, but the more I thought about it, the more I think this movie is terrible. I mean, it is really bad. No, don't get me wrong. It's not really disaster bad. That's why I didn't really use the rant title when I reviewed the Scream 3 on my channel. That's because I gave it a 4 out of 10. So it's not a disaster bad. It's just plain bad. That's how you put it. I mean, why did they have to sideline Sydney? And yes, I get why they sidelined her in Scream 5, but I mean, this is supposed to be Sydney's story, and yet Sydney was not in the movie that much. Although when Sydney does get screen time, I do like her in this. Yeah, this movie is absolutely the writing is absolutely convoluted. It's messy. It's all over the place. I still can't really figure out what the plot is. Again, it's a movie set or something, and there's so much there's a mystery behind Sydney's mother or something. And I still can't get over that killer reveal. Like his motivation, Roman's motivation literally contradicts Scream, like Billy's motivation in Scream 1. Billy isn't so Billy was not told to kill Cindy's mom. Billy came up with the idea to kill her himself with a really valid motivation. No, not valid, but a good motivation, should I say. So yeah. I think the problem is just the fact that Aaron Kruger was on the writer's seat. He shouldn't have written this movie. It should have just been the original writer. I mean, why did they need to change writers? I don't know. Also, I can't stand Gail's hairstyle. Like, why? It looks so distractingly bad. I mean, whoever did the makeup and the makeup design on Gail, like, what are you doing? Coming number five is Scream 2. Yeah, from here on out, all these movies are pretty good. And I would give all of them positive reviews. Scream 2 is a pretty solid sequel that it is not definitely not as great as its predecessor, but it still manages to have the elements of what made the first one really good. I love how it has a meta commentary and sequels, and yeah, the kills were bigger this time, and the third act was great. The first act was also great. However, I feel like there was nothing really special about this one. It doesn't have a very special or memorable. It doesn't feel very special or memorable as an addition. I can see why some people say this is the best Scream sequel. But many people who think many people who dislike the new franchise, the Simian, the Carpenter era, as I like to call it, referring to Scream 5 and 6. I personally call it the Carpenter era, and this one is the Simi era, Scream 1 to 4. So, yeah, I really liked Debbie Loomis. I think she's an underrated Scream villain. But yeah, I think this movie's a little too long. It's kind of boring. I feel like there wasn't enough kills. And yeah, Mickey could have had a motivation at least, or at least have Demi Loomis be like Ghostface the whole time. And I feel like Mickey was kind of unnecessary. Coming number four is coincidentally Scream 4. Yeah, got it, because it's number four. Yeah, but seriously, with these top four films, now we're getting into the ones that I truly, really like. Scream 4 is great. Now, it's not a flawless movie, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's. I think this is the worst looking Scream movie. Like, when it comes to the looks of it, this is the worst one. I don't like the color grading and the cinematography. But yeah, Scream 4 is pretty much an apology letter to Scream 3. I mean, this movie more than makes up for what the Scream 3 has failed to do. It brought back the simplicity of the first film. That's pretty much why it had fewer kills. But I know I criticize Scream 2 for having few kills, but despite having not a lot of kills in Scream 4, at least it was somewhat entertaining. At least I was entertained by it, and I really cared about the characters, and I really like the new cast. I mean, there's so much cast ensemble. Even despite most of the cast ensemble are in the opening, and they were all like killed instantly. And yeah, Jill is one of the best Ghostface killers. I still feel shocked to this day that Jill is the killer because she seems so likable and innocent throughout. I mean, no one was suspecting that she was the killer. Charlie was fine, I guess. Yeah. Coming number three, oh boy. Here comes the hot take. Scream One, the very first original Scream movie. Oh boy, I know Ghostface might come at me for not putting this one at number one. Oh boy, I know Scream fans might not like me for this, and judging by the list and elimination process, yeah, I know it's even more of a hot thing that yes, spoiler alert, the two Carpenter films, like the two Sam and Tara films are at number one, but I don't care. Scream, I will acknowledge Scream is the best made Scream movie. Because well, it's the original, and I think this is objectively the best. Mainly because well, again, it's the original. This movie is absolutely so clever. With its meta commentary and how it pokes fun of the horror genre and the tropes. Absolutely love Billy and Stu. Stu is the better villain, and I stand by that. And Sydney is one of the best horror movie icons. I absolutely love her character. And this movie has some really intense kills as well. Ghostface is the greatest horror icon. I'm gonna say in this film because this is where Ghostface all started. This is where it all started. And yeah, this movie is absolutely iconic. It's the best movie of 1996, and yeah, I mean, even if it's not my favorite, I will always acknowledge this as the best made one. There's just two Scream movies that I think are slightly better, and I'm gonna be recency biased in those films, but who cares? Our runner up is Scream, the 2022 Scream movie, or simply called Scream 5. I will never understand the divisive reviews that this movie has. Some people absolutely love it, like me, and but there are others who absolutely despise this film. Some would even go as far as putting this as the worst Scream movie. I mean, come on, it's not that bad. Thankfully, some people were looking back at this movie and saying it's actually pretty good. It's actually a really decent film, and I'm glad. Now, maybe I might be biased of praising this film because this movie came out on my birthday, but I don't care. I mean, I didn't even see this one in theaters, mainly because of the Omicron COVID variant that literally shut down my theaters until March. Ugh. But yeah, absolutely love Scream. I think this is a perfect requel. It absolutely pays respect to the legacy characters, and while still introducing new characters who I absolutely care about. Especially Tara and Sam. Tara is my favorite Scream character ever, and this one also has the best Scream villain, Amber Freeman. Not even the Scream 6 villain could dethrone her. Killers could dethrone her, This movie was an absolute blast. I love the new characters. I love the how it honors the original, and also Dewey's death was really emotional. I don't know why people are upset over Dewey's death. Come on, guys, get over it. It's just a character death. And I think it was a great send off to this character. Um, but yeah, it was my favorite Scream movie when it first came out, but now it has been dethroned. And my number one favorite Scream movie is by far and away Scream 6. Yeah, this movie is a masterpiece. And this movie pretty much made me the horror fanboy that I am. And horror has become one of my favorite genres, like in my top five. Yeah, maybe it might be biased because I saw this one in theaters and it's the only Scream movie I saw in theaters, but I love this movie to death. I love how different it is. I love that it took place in New York, and everything about this one is better. Well, with the exception of the killers, I will say that I kind of like Sam a bit better in Scream. I will admit though, I prefer Sam in Scream 5 a little bit more than in Scream 6, but Scream 6 is awesome though. Sam is awesome. Tara's at her best, obviously, and pretty much solidifies me being a Jenna Ortega fanboy. She and Stacey are the best actresses, period. And I love every single characters, all the new characters. Kirby's a perfect returning character, and is a perfect. And I think Gail was a perfectly hand. Gail being the only legacy character left, unless if you can count Kirby as a legacy character. Kirby's technically like a legacy character, but out of the core three, yes, Gail is the only one left, and yeah, glad she didn't die. Not a spoiler, but I'm glad Gail didn't die. Some may think she did, but no, she didn't die. Don't think of it as Gail dying. I know it's a bit of a spoiler, but no, I'm just saying, don't think of it as Gail dying because she did not die at all. Trust me. But this movie is the most brutal in the franchise. This movie is the most fun. This movie gave me the most feels, and I probably should watch this one again. If I don't get to watch this in theaters, then maybe online. It's fine. If I rewatch this kind of recorded, but yeah, um, this movie is just brilliant, and Scream 6 is the best Scream movie and is the greatest horror movie ever made and best movie of the year. So yeah, Scream 6 is my number one favorite Scream movie of all time. So also for my ranking of the Scream films, what is your ranking? Who agrees with me that the two Sam and Tara Scream films are the best ones? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos to come. I got my I'm gonna be making a predictions video on the next Scream movie, Scream 7, my ideas for it, and as certain rants video coming. So yeah, bye guys.